sleep that bears. I hope you're ready to go to sleep as you hear these straw triggers. So, I'm not gonna make the typical trigger ASMR, so let's make this a bit more interesting. So, you can imagine having a dream where you are stuck in prison and you gotta escape. So, will you escape? You'll find out as I take you into this dream. So, here we go. Hop in your beds and let's go and make you sleep. Taking you into this dream. Now you're dreaming. So imagine waking up inside a prison cell. You found yourself inside this prison, and you do not know why you end up here. And you don't even know what crime you have been committing. That you don't know which crime you committed, and you're here to do time. It's probably because you have not committed any sort of crime. If you were falsely accused for a crime, and then someone decides to frame you, or something like that, maybe that might be the case. So now you're in this prison, and it is not a very good place. You're stuck in this white and black prison cell. Something like 8 foot by 12 feet or something like that. White cell with bars, 4 walls, a sink and a toilet attached together, and a bed. Not a comfy one. And you're guarded with so many staff members wearing blue cop gear. And you must wear those black and white striped prison issued uniform. So you're in this place and you happen to stay with a few cellmates. You do not know them prior to coming here, but you do happen to meet them. So I'm guessing that the stream that you are in this dream is that you've been there for a while. And at one point, you of them just said, "Screw it, let's get the hell out of here and escape." So there's one day where everything is clear and there are no guards in the way. And apparently you and them decide to move out of the path, out of the door, and then try to make your way up the fence that surround the perimeter. But unfortunately, you and them have been caught by the guards, and whatever happens, you get sent back to your cells. And unfortunately, you have failed this attempt to escape. And so, you decide to try again after a few moments. And means days, you decide to try again. So this time, you decide to do something a little bit different this time. So, mid-escape, you decide to hide inside some sort of locker. And so, for this attempt, you go ahead and make your way out of the path and find a few lockers and go inside those lockers. And you and your cellmates decide to stay and hide. And after a while, you then head out to this outside section once the coast is clear. And as you look around again, you see that this whole facility, this whole prison, looks like a factory. This whole reason is that because you see those smokestacks behind you, around you, and some electrical coils, and some sort of like cell towers, and what do you call those power towers that cover and surround the prison. And so you then try and get out and climb the fences, and you may have struggled with the wire that's on top, but eventually you have come to the other side, and that's it. You have escaped. You may have celebrated for a few moments, but unfortunately, the celebration is only short-lived. Although you see your cellmates have also escaped and took your path, you've only done step 1 of the escape. And now you are into step 2 of the escape. So, this is why you decide and try to escape, because you have been told that there is some building nearby, some big skyscraper height, like this skyscraper, somewhere close by this prison. And they say that deep inside the building, there is this secret airplane that will allow them to fly from inside and enter this portal that will take them away, miles, kilometers away from the prison, in one single transport, almost like a teleport. So like deep inside this building, inside you can see, not you can see, but there is this airplane. Once you get in, you fly it inside, and you'll reach this portal that will take you away from this area. And so that kind of gives you some motivation and try and move. So at least you are not in the prison. You're escaped. You have escaped from the facility. Now you have to escape from this neighborhood. And now you proceed. And so you proceed and move away from this facility. So after a few moments of walking away, like they said, in front of you, you see this big black building. Skyscraper, very tall. And that's in front of you. And then you think to yourself, okay, maybe I can escape this whole place so that nobody finds me and tracks me down. And so you follow your cellmates that have already escaped towards the building. So you thought that, you think that they're gonna go inside the building, but there's no entrance. this building is just some building with no entrance. And so they find this weird ladder that only has little rock shaped like protrusions. Like it's like a fake rock climbing wall. You know those rock climbing walls where there's like these artificial rocks that are screwed to the wall in different colors, and you have to use them to climb the walls. That's what this ladder is. But it's not a ladder, it's more like those rocks, and they're alternating like this, zigzagging, and it stretched for a good whatever, to 100 meters or like 50 meters, more like 50 meters. Okay. Then they say, climb this building. Yeah, at that moment, they say that it's kind of dawned on you because you're in your dream, and in your dream you don't climb as much, and it looks like you're here for a very long way to climb up, like a good 50 meters up. And after they say climb this building, they go ahead and decide to climb their way up themselves, up the skyscraper. And you're surprised because they did it in such a way that they did it super fast. Like, it only took them 2 minutes from the bottom to the top of this building, and then they just disappeared, and now you're left alone at the bottom of this skyscraper with this strange ladder up ahead of you. So you then go ahead and have the courage to attempt the climb. So like I said, the outside of this building has those alternating her handles in a zigzag motion, and those handles are kind of like rock climbing walls held by the screw. So that's what it looks. And you then try to climb up, and it's so hard to keep your grip. You are just curious to find what's inside a building, because they claim that there is a secret airplane that you could fly inside and reach a portal out into another part of the country. So you continue to climb. With that in mind, you have the motivation to climb up the building. But the higher you climb, it feels like the climb is harder as your height above the ground increases, and it's harder and harder to continue. Each of the steps feels like a slimy rock, but you are trying to climb. You are trying your best to not lose your grip. And you wonder who the hell decides to put these little rock climbing stuff on the wall and not just a ladder. They could have put just a ladder, a normal ladder with rungs instead. And as you climb, and all of a sudden, you lost the grip of your left or right, whatever that hand or something, and then you start to glide down and fall. You fall down. You fall down. And as you reach the bottom, boom, it's all over. Now you're on the ground, laying upwards, staring at the building that's towering above you. And you thought that it's over for you. You're doomed. You might as well not escape the prison. thought it's going to be over, but for some reason, you were able to get back up. And you have experienced no injuries, 0 scratches. It has nothing. It's as if the fall has not happened. It's like it was like a 1 meter fall, but you fell like a good 25 meters, like halfway down the building. Halfway up the building, I mean. You could try to attempt to climb again, but you realize that this building is like a good 50 meters high, super high, like a skyscraper. And then you know what, you have to go back to the prison and surrender. You just have an enormous feeling of guilt that you have escaped. And for some odd reason, you then decide to surrender and go back to the very facility that you're stuck in and surrender and forfeit. And once you're back there, you decide to tell the staff that I have been pressured to escape. You decide to tell them that you're sorry for what you have done. You just don't know what else happens, of what consequences, what additional charges you could have been facing. But after that, after this situation where you have you decide to fall and go back to the prison, your dream ends right there. And you wake up. So, by the time now, you have been falling asleep. So this is going to wrap things up. I hope you have gotten your tingles. Please give this video a thumbs up. Gently tap that so that this video could reach out to more people. Because my channel is to make people sleep, make you sleep, ease off your sleep debt, and pay the rest of your balance of your sleep credit card. So, like this video if you reach your tingles, if you got it. And if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming and future content, consider subscribing. It will generally help. So until then, good night. I'm gonna see you again